Yo, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is LionHeartZ, and today, guys, I'm just gonna be real. This video is for me. I make my videos primarily for you. I make educational videos to help you get better at Counter-Strike, explain to you my thought process when I play the game so we can improve together. And I really enjoy making those videos. But occasionally, sometimes, I just gotta do it for me. Not because I'm trying to make a point that's gonna change anything, but just because sometimes you gotta get it off your chest. We all love a good rant, and there's been something that's been bugging me since I started playing Counter-Strike seriously. This is maybe my most controversial take, so hold on, strap in, because we're gonna get real wild today. Guys, just gonna lay it all out there. Pistol rounds suck, and are objectively bad for the game of Counter-Strike. And in today's video, I'm going to give you the legitimate reasons as to why, and then my personal grievances as to why. So before we get too deep, make sure you guys take a second, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The majority of you who watch these videos are not, in fact, subscribed, so do so as it helps out immensely in the YouTube algorithm, and catch me live streaming Counter-Strike at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time over on twitch.tv/LionHeartZ1337. I stream 6 to 7 days a week at that exact same time, at that exact same channel, playing Counter-Strike until my eyes bleed. So come support me and see some shenanigans live in action. Without any further ado, let's get on with the unhinged rant. Now, let's first address the massive elephant in the room. And that's that any argument I can make in this video could be swiftly defeated by a true gigachad of untold intelligence going into the comments and simply saying, lmao, skill issue. And really, all I have to say to that argument is, you fool. You think I hadn't considered that I might be shit? Did you not watch any other video on this channel? I know I'm shit, so are you! That doesn't devalue my argument. First point. Pistol rounds have far too much impact on the outcome of the game, even more so in the MR12 format. In the switch to CS2 in the shorter game mode, pistol rounds have even more disproportionate impact on your games. If you're losing both pistols in your matchmaking games, you are statistically way more likely to lose that game. Because let's look at the math. Losing your pistol round leaves you with a very tough choice. You can save and guarantee throw away your second round, or you can go for a risky force buy. This force buy is much tougher on the CT side, as you don't have anything like a bomb plant to back you up. On the T side, if you get the bomb down, you can often force the second round with mag 10s and armors, and that's actually not that bad of a buy. But on the CT side, you're basically fucked. You're forced to save, almost 99% of the time. Maybe a few grenades, maybe a few pistols, but that's it. So most often, losing pistol means you're going to lose the first 2 rounds guaranteed. And then we get to the third round. Admittedly, Ts will usually have a good full buy, but that's because of their economic advantage. If we go over to the CT side, this third round buy after a pistol loss fucking sucks. I've talked about this ad nauseum on this channel. This third round buy is so bad for the CTs. And if you lose, the CTs are then staring down the barrel of basically a 4-round loss streak while they recover their economy. Meanwhile, the Ts who already have that economic advantage will go on a 4-round win streak, be very secure, and at the very worst, 2 losses consecutively from having to save. So even if you win a round of CTs after this point, you can't break the T economy very easily. All of this as a result of losing 1 round out of the half. There is just too much impact on whether you win or lose the pistol round, especially when you consider how random and different pistol mechanics are from the rest of the game. Which brings us to point number 2, and that's that pistol round mechanics are degenerate and far too different from the rest of the game. The way you play pistols is so far removed from the rest of Counter-Strike as a whole that it's basically its own metagame. Now again, before I say what I'm going to say, I have to stress, there is absolutely skill expression in the pistol round. There are gods who have mastered pistols to the point that they dominate the game. And some of the best pros in the world are pistol specialists and routinely use that to their advantage in their pro matches. And yeah, I will admit, some of the best highlights in the history of CS have been insane pistol round plays. I acknowledge all of that. But the randomness of pistols is bad for the average players. Pistols have inherent bloom. They're not perfectly accurate. The high running accuracy forces people into a situation where it's more advantageous to run and gun strafe spam people than it is to take accurate shots from a standstill position or using counter strafing. Take the Glock for example. The Glock I feel is the worst offender of this in terms of the pistol round meta. Yes, the Glock can be used accurately to take tap shots at a distance and hit headshots. However, we all know that the Glock is much less accurate than the USP. So what do the majority of players do with the Glock in pistol rounds? They run and gun and spam. And at that point, you're just praying to RNGesus that you get the headshot first. At what point is that not frustrating to deal with? And then you can take it one step further. If you really want to plug in the steering wheel and just run and gun people, the dualies, the Tech 9, the 5.7, these weapons all exist and are spam cannons with incredibly large magazines. I've made this point before. If you really struggle with pistol rounds, just buy dualies, a flash, and a smoke. The dualies are so dumb. You can just aim at the upper chest, the recoil will kick to the head, and you can just spam spray and pray through most of your pistol rounds just fine. It's literally that easy. You don't have to worry about mastering the USP or learning how to aim with the Glock. You can just use the dualies instead. Here's another point. The randomness and the movement accuracy of pistols I think works in the broader spectrum of the game, because it's very similar to how SMGs and shotguns work, and those to me are fine except for a few outliers in terms of individual balance, but the playstyle works, and I think that's because when you look at the design of eco rounds and save rounds, there needs to be some way for the player to have a chance against full bot players with rifles, and that's where the movement accuracy comes in. The movement speed and the movement accuracy of pistols gives you a chance to catch riflers or oppers or whatever off guard and potentially get a pick. Which is why I don't want them to change how pistols work. If pistols obeyed the same rules as rifles, well then eco rounds would be even harder because you'd have to peek the same way you would with a rifle, thus nullifying any kind of movement advantage you would have had otherwise. Pistols being able to move fast and shoot on the move is great in the context of the rest of the game, but becomes really annoying when it's pistol v pistol, because then the remaining option for strategy is stuff like strafe spam and jumping and just moving in ways that are so irregular to the rest of the game that it's annoying to deal with. At the end of the day, I understand that pistol rounds are here to stay, which is why I do actively practice and work to get better with pistols in the game. They're going to be here, they're a part of Counter-Strike, they're not going anywhere, I understand that. But I do think it's interesting to imagine a different world where we tried a different format and didn't have pistol rounds as the start of the game. And frankly, that format already exists. It's the overtime rules. I think the overtime rules could just be how we start games of Counter-Strike in general, and they would be a much better way to play the game, in my opinion. Because look at it this way. Let's say we start games exactly how overtime starts. $10,000, start from zero, play it out. Same MR12 format, just no more pistol rounds. I think you still get every good aspect of Counter-Strike. Eco rounds still exist, save rounds still exist. It's not like you have permanent money. You know, the CT side gets like 2 buys if you lose before you have to save. T sides get about 3. So there's still going to be at the same pace of play where eventually you're going to have to save, you're going to have to conserve economy, so we get to see the entirety of the game where pistols, SMGs, and everything else can exist, but we get to start from this environment where everybody really is on equal footing, because both teams can start the game with their best possible strategies and then duel it out from there. It'd be really interesting to see this play out. I think it's why overtime is so exciting in pro Counter-Strike, because when it gets to overtime, it's like, okay, all bets are off, everything else doesn't matter, it's first to 4 rounds, you get $10,000, you need to throw your best possible plays at each other and see who wins. It's such a great microcosm of what makes Counter-Strike so enjoyable to watch and play, because there's no limiters. You get to start off with your strongest punch, and win or lose, you then have to make your economic decisions after the fact. That's pretty much all I got to say. I will continue to be bad at pistol rounds, I'll continue to hate them, but at least now, I've got my thoughts out there, I threw them out into the world, people can argue with me in the comments, which, little do they know, them disagreeing with me is only to my advantage because leaving a comment helps out in the YouTube algorithm, so thank you if you're one of those people, I appreciate it. And you know, it's fine. Pistol rounds, they exist. I don't like it, but that's the way it's going to be. Let me know what you guys think about pistol rounds in the comments down below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe as well. Check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/LionHeartZ1337, starting every night at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, streaming Counter-Strike 2. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon with another video. Peace.